Hey.
Yeah, it does feel weird with the doors open, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels too relaxed.
We're live, and I feel alive.
We got a set. We've got chairs.
Yeah. We got. Look at this. We got 2 camera angles. You ready? Watch this.
We could do it.
Bam. 2 camera angles. Did you do it?
He didn't do it.
Oh, we lost him.
He's doing another thing. We got a person in here helping.
Hey!
We've got. Look at this.
High tech, baby.
This is if we want to speak to you, as our overlords.
And I can move around because I'm a person who does that when I talk. I don't like to sit like so clammed up.
No, I get it. And
We
then
got
if
a
we want to
dog.
come back down here
Skadoosh.
as peers,
And then we got a dog. We have a mascot.
This is Pula. I may have
everybody.
met.
And we have a sort of a plan.
We got a plan.
We have a plan.
We got a strict plan. We're going to stay to it. We got a tight 5.
We got a type 5. Should we tell? Here's the plan. Okay. And we wrote it in the description just a little bit. So this is our second live stream, and we enjoyed the first one, and we wanted to do something a little bit different for this one. So we have a live show coming up in June.
A concert
A concert.
on a stage in real life without computers.
Yes, that is a thing that we do. We love to do it. And part of the process of doing a live show is like deciding what the set's gonna be, deciding what the order of the songs is gonna be.
Especially for this one, because normally we get up on stage with at least a DJ, if not a DJ and Dante on most of the background vocals, some instruments, running video, etc. This time it's just the 2 of us.
Just the 2 of us.
We've never done that before.
And so, I mean, this is a conversation we need to have anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
So-
This is
shit.
Oh! Did I break it?
Okay.
Hold
Here
on.
we go.
I can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
us in the other room.
Got
It's
it.
freaking me out.
Yeah. We need to.
Yeah, you're sitting in on a genuine conversation because at some point we needed to decide what are we going to do for this concert with only the 2 of us, and we thought maybe we could talk to you about forming an entirely new concert that's based around just the 2 of us with the new material some of the new material that we have.
With some, yeah, and that's it. So, I mean, the show. I'll tell you where the show is. I wrote it down, and we even made a graphic.
Oh, and
we made a graphic.
Here we go, and I got some background tunes. Why don't you give the information, Lloyd?
Here we go. We are playing at Too Many Games. It's a convention. It is on Saturday, June 22nd, 9 p.m. in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in. It's Philadelphia, but it's called Oaks, PA. So I think it's probably like the Greater Philadelphia area. So it's like a gaming convention, which is really cool. We've done a lot of these Comic-Cons, and they're really fun. So it's gonna be like it's at 9 p.m. So it's like the late night party, and that is a really important piece of information. And let this be the first learning moment, maybe.
What?
Whenever I'm thinking about putting together a live show, especially if it's a one-off, I'm like, okay, well, what is it? Are we playing at noon? Are we playing at 7? Are we playing after dinner? So we're playing at 9 o'clock. We're like,
That's pretty late.
It's late.
For old man grandpa over here, that is late.
Yeah, it's late. And like after us is like nothing really.
Oh.
It's like the late night party or whatever.
But MC Chris is going to perform
MC
with
Chris
us
is
too,
playing at
right?
7:30.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's great.
Yeah, he's great. Remember MC Chris? He did the original Boba Fett rap, and then we came around along and did 2 more Boba Fett raps. But he's the original.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. 9 o'clock it's like prime party time. What I'm always kind of amazed at the cons. I don't know if any of you out there have ever been to a con. Obviously, you have.
Yeah.
It's like pretty steamy.
Yeah.
It gets people get like. They put on their costumes and they're like, I'm gonna flirt with this wizard elf.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm a dragon with giant boobs.
Yeah.
And it's a whole thing that I didn't expect. I didn't expect it to be so.
Dude,
There's a single scene.
It's similar to Halloween, where like you feel like it's an excuse.
Okay.
There were some adult events that happened, So that is a really.
I
good
want
point.
you to picture Lloyd feverishly walking around Anime Con trying to figure out where the adult events are. He's like, I want to go to the panel, man. No, I'm just going for a walk. Oh, look at this. This is a bondage panel. I'll check it out.
Just full disclosure, Josie was there the whole time.
Yeah, his wife was there. She was laughing with me as Lloyd. Like, what I loved was that you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna poke my head in here real quick.
Right?
Just gonna poke my head. It's dragon bondage, elf rope play.
Dragon Bong to say.
But this is not that kind of a con.
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. It's a gaming con.
So you're having some overlap of people, but maybe not. Are they going to be dressed up more as like World of Warcraft characters?
I think so. I mean, it's a gaming con. The other people that are there, like MC Chris, there's a whole list of other people that are going to be there. I don't see too much difference in these WonderCons versus Comic Cons. I feel like a con is a con.
I guarantee you may not see much difference. I think the people attending are definitely seeing a difference. And they're like, I bet you, are there any people out there right now? I'm gonna peek onto the comments. We got the comments rolling back
right
here, who have ever been to a gaming con. All I see is, as an elf, I approve. As a dragon, I approve this. Lloyd Brainton. Okay, yeah, all right. So. Yeah. Okay, we're getting a general positive response, but I think the communities themselves take it pretty seriously. Which, if you went into the gaming con and was like, "What's up, Comic Con?" I think they'd be pissed. So we're gonna do that. That's our opening number. Is I think coming out and going, "What's up, Comic Con?" That should definitely be in the show. I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, that's great. Have notes. I brought a little notebook. This is another thing we do all the time. Is either a whiteboard or here, I have a pen if you want one.
I got one. I got one, dog. That's okay.
That's okay. And the reason why I'm talking about this right away is because the last show we did was I believe it was a Comic Con.
I believe it was an anime con.
It was an anime con in Chicago.
That was anime con in Chicago.
And we learned a lot. It was a late night show. We had never really done a show like that before. It was live. It was in a big convention hall. That's the second thing I'm always thinking about when I do these shows is what's the space? What kind of room are we playing? Are we playing the small room, like low ceilings, high ceilings, big? These conventions are in convention centers. So
it's big.
It's big, and the ceilings are high.
You can't. I remember coming out to a show and trying to do like an intimate joke. I did some research about the history of the city. This was in, I don't remember where, but I came out and I was like, okay, everybody, let's talk about the fascinating history of your church. And that did not go over well at 11 p.m. with drunk people. They were like,
yeah. If you think about sound in a live show, think about like a bouncy ball. Right? And if you're in a small room like this with pads and stuff, which is great, if you take a bouncy ball and bounced it off the walls here, it wouldn't go so far because it's all rugs and stuff. But in convention halls, everything is like hard and concrete and like plastic. So when you take the set, it bounces everywhere. So that's the first thing you got to think about when we're talking to the sound people, when we're checking on and stuff like that. What's the vibe and how are we going to manage that?
There's also always a balance of fans versus like curious onlookers. So how many people in the crowd are going to be ERB fans who know the words, who know who we are and care, versus, oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Let's see what this is. I've seen those words before.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and make the first suggestion of a battle in the set of Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill, with me playing Winston Churchill and you playing Theodore Roosevelt.
I agree 100%.
Do we have any nays or ayes in the comments? Any ayes? Any nays?
Any ayes or nays?
Do we have a 10-second delay? Oh, but before they hear us and they can talk? Okay.
Yeah.
So if any objections to Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill, please speak now or I'm writing it down.
Forever hold your peace. We did that at the last one, and it was the first time we'd ever done it, and we felt like it went really well. Aye. We have ayes.
You guys
people are obeying English Parliament rule, and it is an aye. Aye. Great. It was surprising to me, not surprising, but I was really excited at the last one that season 5 there were some really popular ones from season 5. We did Teddy, it was really good, and we did Martin Tolkien, which was really good.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. Now, I have some reservations normally, but that one in this crowd I think would work. We've tried doing it with the instrumental. It goes a little fast.
We did it with, what did we do last time?
We've done it a cappella, and I think I still believe in it.
I do too. I think we did it really well. And I think what we did was we split it. I feel like we did either the stomp pedal or we did the beat dropped. We won't be able to do that this time because it's just us.
Just us.
But sometimes we drop a beat in the middle of a song.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Just if only because this crowd. I got another question for the people at home here. Are there any one of the new ones that we should do live of the new of I guess what you call season 6?
Yeah.
Or even season 5. Season 5 or season 6. We'll both count those new. If you got requests, post them up. I'm going to take a peek.
Yeah. Pete said before, it's always a mix of people who are like hardcore fans, who we love everybody, and then there's also people who are like, yeah, I've seen this before. The difference is the hardcore fans probably know the words or some of the words, and other people don't. And again, like I was talking on that sound thing, this is such a comedy-based series, such a roast-based series, that if you can't hear the words very well, which is often what happens in these large rooms, you got to do something else. It's got to be, you got to compensate for that somehow. Now, how do we do that? Well, we sometimes do things a cappella. We do things where we pull people up on stage and you guys can rap with us, or we sometimes do some improv games, which like help break up the set. So I feel like that'll probably be something that we'll have to do.
I think we'll have to do a lot of that. We did one time a show at the Disney corporate offices in Florida.
Yeah.
And it was I think it was even earlier at noon. It was at like 9 a.m.
And it was like corporate-y.
Yeah, it was really interesting. But that was one of my favorite shows because we walked the whole audience through the process of making a rap battle. We made like a miniature rap battle on stage with them. It was pretty fun.
It was great.
And we did like Kanye West versus Beyonce or something.
And we like brought two people up on stage and we wrote a little
One was
rap
Kanye
for
West
them,
and one was Beyonce.
It was fun.
It was good. And we had a box full of fabric. We made costumes. It was a whole thing. That was fun. We should do something like that. I'm getting an interesting suggestion from the comments of Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger in this crowd, and I'm feeling it. You're not feeling it?
Here's what I'm thinking. We asked if there's any new battles, and there's really only 4 new battles.
I included season 5.
Oh yeah, season 5. I think it would be okay.
That sounds like enthusiasm.
I just don't know if it's gonna be. It's very slow. It's so slow.
It's a little plodding.
It would be Hannibal Lecter-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
It would hold that same place. It would need to be in the middle.
Sure.
It would need to be. We'd need to go dark.
I wrote it down. I'm going to put a question mark next to it.
Yeah.
I also saw a lot of suggestions for Master Chief versus Leonidas.
I think that'd be great.
I think that'd be great. It's another one that's a little slow.
Yeah.
But it works.
But it's also a gaming convention.
It's a gaming convention, and Leonidas is really big with those guys.
I had a radical idea that I was thinking about the other night I want to pitch to you.
Okay.
Let me know when it's pitch time.
I'm ready.
I wonder what it would be like. This is a late night show. There's a dance.
Take your time.
There's a dance vibe after us.
Don't rush to the point. Just drag it up.
I wonder if we did 4 or 5 of our dance tunes
Okay.
back to back ish.
Doon, doon, doon. So
Adam and
that's
Eve.
Turtles,
Turtles.
Adam and
I
Eve,
wrote them down. Miley versus Joan could be
Miley
in
versus
there.
Joan.
Bill Gates, Steve Jobs could be there.
Okay. That's usually at the end.
I know, but I'm breaking it up.
Okay.
I'm
Well, we
breaking it
kind of
up.
need that one. We need
Che,
something to end
Che
with.
versus Guy could be in that.
Okay. Lloyd's going ahead and suggesting Che versus Guy.
I think so.
I can think that could be in there. It's groovy.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm putting it in. I think instead of I put Bill and Ted. That's not going to make it.
No.
Che versus Guy. Okay, so Lloyd is suggesting a 4-part dance battle series of the Ninja Turtles versus the Artists, Adam versus Eve, Miley versus Joan, Che versus Guy. And we're going to be intersex. We're going to be changing genders.
We'll change genders just to get that get that because
I get it.
Yeah.
But like we're going to be Miley and Joan, not getting audience volunteers.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess maybe that could be one where we jump in the audience and give people the mic.
Yeah.
Type of
I
thing.
feel like we're going to need video elements to make it clear that I'm Miley Cyrus. Because otherwise I'll put on a weird wig and I'll look like not Miley Cyrus.
What do you guys think? Does it give you a bugged out vibe when if you were at a show and it was Pete and we played Miley Cyrus and Joan of Arc? Or do you just like the song? There's definitely the opportunity for us to bring women or men on stage to do that. But if we did like a dance vibe, I think that would break up the rhythm.
I think it would break up the rhythm. Audience volunteers have, like, when we're on tour and we know it's fans, that's been great.
Yeah.
In these kind of situations, it's been real risky.
I agree.
Because we'll go out and be like, okay, who knows the Goku rap battle? And somebody will be like, I do.
I agree.
And we'll be like, all right, you know it? They'll be like, yeah, I know it. And we'll bring him up on stage and he'll get up and he'll make up his own rap battle about Goku. He'll be like, I'm Goku. Fuck you. It's like, well, no, and it's hilarious. And I love the courage on the people.
Yeah.
I did a concert in Vancouver once and an old man, 70 years old, volunteered to do a rap battle and just rap battled me. He was like, you skinny old bitch. I was like, wow. Yeah, I was like, you missed kind of the point. I'm Abraham Lincoln, but it's fine. We'll go with it. I was slender. So
I had a thought about that as well that I think might help. I wonder if we've done this before lightly, but I think we could lean into it. I think we should say, hey, in 3 battles from now.
Sure, we're going to need a volunteer. So if you want to practice your I like this.
Yeah, get your phone out, do the lyrics or whatever.
Yes. Go get your phone, start practicing. I love it. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Can we switch cameras? That's such a good idea. I want to celebrate. That's a really good idea.
Yay!
Because we've struggled in the past. You look right into their faces and be like, "Are you ready for this? Do you know the Miley Cyrus rap?" And they'll say yes, and then they don't.
Yeah.
But I know some of you do.
Yeah. I think if we did that, and we made it like, if it was like a one that hey, look, we need an Einstein
Sure.
in like 3 battles from now.
Speaking of, guess who we have coming as a special guest today to close out this live stream? Very special. This doesn't happen every day.
Yeah.
Zach Sherwin stopping by, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the studio. Can we go to the big camera again? Zach Sherwin coming over, y'all.
Zach Sherwin is another one of the people who and he's closer to family than most people who do the rap battles. But every year he gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger.
Of a deal? Oh, we're lucky to get him for 2 hours now.
He's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He's going to be on Broadway.
And the problem is, he comes in, he's like, "What are you guys working on?" "Oh, here it is." Boom. And he just finishes writing something. It's very good.
Yeah.
He wrote, he's been writing some good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff.
J-Dude7 did Goku Live. So we have a person out there in the audience who did a live performance of a rap battle. J-Dude7, you did Goku. Did you do it? Okay.
Well, look, if you guys are, this is not a plug for the show, but if you're in the greater Philadelphia area and you want to come by, I think you can get tickets and you don't have to be a part of the whole convention. I think you can just come to the show.
I was trying to tell my wife, Philadelphia's on the sea, right? Isn't it on the ocean? Isn't there a port?
I don't know.
There's got to be a port.
I know it's the lower right-hand tip of Pennsylvania.
I don't know if I have been to Philadelphia once. I got my car broken into while I was touring as a musician, but I got it broken into very respectfully. They left all my music equipment, found the cash that I had in a little box from selling merchandise, and stole that and left everything else, which I really appreciate. No, but I almost wanted to. Dear thieves, I get it. Don't leave your cash in a box, dumbass. Yeah. But thanks for not stealing my microphones and my guitar, because that would have sucked. I appreciated it.
Very nice thieves in Philadelphia.
Thanks, thieves.
Philly Thieves. That sounds like a rap group.
It is.
Oh, cool.
It's our rap group.
Nice.
All right, Comic-Con. We're the Philly Thieves, here to steal your hearts away.
So, yeah, I think we should do that. I made a little – I was thinking about this the other night because I knew we would be talking about it, but I wanted to put some thoughts. And so we've done a bunch – we did a whole tour. We've done a bunch of live shows, and we have a set that we can do. We've done that, but both of us were interested in shaking it up a little bit. The idea that it's just the two of us.
And we don't have a DJ.
We don't have a DJ.
That's pretty big.
That changes things a lot. So we were talking about how to start the show, and this always helps me get going. How to start the show. A lot of times you'll come out with your guitar and do a big thing. I think that's great. I think it's a little bit
felt tired to me.
It felt weird.
It felt weird to me. We tried to do it recently, and I felt weird. Yeah. That's when I told the church joke.
Yeah.
I'd bombed on stage in the first 10 minutes, and it was really interesting. I'm not afraid of bombing. I think it's an important part, but I haven't done it in a while, and it was definitely a wake-up call. I was like, oh, I could still suck.
I don't think you bombed.
You know what I mean. It was a small missile.
Here's my thought. And
take your time.
We also, I'm always trying to get with some. So the other thing that we often struggle with, too, is I was talking about the sound, is you come out and you do sound check and it's 2 hours before the show and everything sounds fine. And then you fill the room with 1,000 people and it's a completely different sounding show. And then you're talking, there's a sound guy who you've just met 3 minutes ago and it's hard to
make those adjustments on the fly.
So I was wondering if we could maybe work something in there.
Okay.
So he goes, hey, everybody, Epic Rap Battles of History. Then maybe we bring the lights all the way down to black.
Okay.
And we do some sort of
good night. Thank you. We've been the thieves. We just stole the show.
But we pick a beat. And it just starts a beat. And it's not a rap battles beat. It's just a hip hop beat. And then we do some sort of call and response from backstage. When I say too many, you say games, too many games. Or
That's the name of the con.
Yeah, something to get them going. Something to get them going. And then I'll come out first.
Okay.
And lights will come up, and I'll just start freestyling about people I see in the room and just let everybody know.
You should shave that beard. It's unkempt.
Totally.
You should grow a beard. You're unkempt.
Yeah.
Great.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Rap. And then I'll come up with some sort of hook that I'll just keep repeating it. And then you come out either repeating that hook or with your guitar, and it'll be a beat that we can practice. You can jam over or whatever.
Okay, I'm jamming.
Over your guitar. And then we just be like, we end in some big fashion of like, thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you. And then go right into a song.
Okay. So let me recap here.
Yeah.
You're suggesting you come out with the lights off. I'm not trying to poke holes, but
The
you did
lights
say
come off and we do something from backstage just vocally. What's up, Philly? We're going to make some noise right now, you guys.
got it.
When if you guys are here from Philly for the first time, make some noise. Yo,
Okay.
if you've heard Rapid Battles, make some noise. Yo.
If you think cod is a slimy fish, here, let me hear you.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then bring the lights up slowly, and I'll just come out rapping and just start freestyling, holding people's stuff up, slapping hands, doing everything I can.
And then you'll link into something that is repeating, and I will
Yes.
come out and join that.
Yes.
My only well, I have several concerns.
Yeah.
What if a portion of the crowd is like, who the hell was that guy? And now who's this new guy coming out?
Well,
Are you going to say anything about who you are and what we're doing?
of
Okay, got
course.
it.
In the
So
freestyle,
some of the
be like-
got it. Okay.
yeah.
Because otherwise,
But that's a great point. I wouldn't even.
I think we need to make it clear that we're the guys from Epic Rap Battle of History, which is what is going to be taking place.
Perfect. So in that freestyle, I'll make sure. Well, the announcer will say, not the announcer, but like whoever's going to host the show
Right.
should announce, "Hey guys, put your hands together for Epic Rap Battles of History."
Sure.
Then a beat will drop and the lights go off. And then we'll be like, if you've ever heard of Epic Rap Battles of History, make some noise.
Ah.
If you've never heard of Epic Rap Battles of History, make some noise.
Ah.
If you'd like to know what we're all about, make some noise.
Oh, well, here's what we're all about: making up new things on the spot about you and playing guitar. But that's where I'm poking more holes. If we're gonna show them what we're all about, maybe we should come blasting
With just a
something.
song.
I think what I don't like is the starting off stage part.
Okay.
That part freaks me out. Because if an announcer comes out and he's like, "All right, please welcome to the stage, Epic Rap Battles of History," he's not gonna say, even if we tell him to, he's gonna not say, "All right, we're gonna turn the lights down. They're off stage, Epic Rap Battles of History." I think he's reflexive gonna say, "Please welcome
Right.
Epic Rap Battles of History."
Now, what do you usually do with your guitar?
Fail.
But I'm trying to remember, do you usually just walk right up behind the person?
I
usually it's a
I milk
jackpot.
it a little bit. That's the thing that's what we need to adjust for. At a real concert with real fans in the audience, God bless you, it's a totally different thing. Because when I come out or you come out, people are like, "Okay!"
Right.
When in this situation, they're like, "Who the fuck's that guy?" And like some people are excited. I think there might be more.
They'll know
I
us.
think they'll see
I
some
think
people.
They'll know us. I think
That's why I like you coming out.
I'll come out and then I'll say, okay, they're great. I think we should come out with a beat. I think there should be music
To come out to.
Yes.
I agree. I think that's fun. What if we got a looper pedal involved? Too weird?
I can't. Yeah. No, it's not weird at all. I would need to practice on making a beat over a looper pedal.
Okay.
Or you would need to practice with me rapping over it.
That's what I wonder. What if if we came out together, made a beat on a looper pedal, you did the freestyle thing?
Yeah.
That might be fun.
Yeah. We would need to practice that.
We would have to practice.
This is the other thing. Sorry, this is where I really wanted to do this today. I sort of wanted to have you guys see us do this. Because for me, anytime I watch an artist that I like, I just want to see the process. So if we ever just get into this for a little bit too much, apologies, but this is really what we need to do.
We're gonna try. Yeah,
We're gonna do it.
Maybe it's interesting. Something that we put our ideas through is this gauntlet of unlikability. So we will take an idea and try to not like it.
Yeah.
So Lloyd's starting off stage, I'm trying not to like it. But if at the end of my attempt to not like it, it still seems cool, then we'll end up doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to poke holes because every idea there's going to be haters waiting to hate.
Right.
So
For
we're gonna pre-hate, kind of
Preload the hate.
We'll preload the hate, get it used to a certain amount of hate load, so that the idea itself is able to thrive and grow into a full tree.
Something else that took me years to do that you might be noticing or not is
Peace sitting down.
yeah, a piece standing up. No, there is no attachment to any idea here. If Pete is saying I don't like your idea about the lights being off, I'm not attaching myself personally to that. Because it's not coming from a place of, hey, your idea sucks. It's coming from a place of we both want to make this show great. So early days in a lot of people's careers or writing or whatever, you can fight for your idea for the wrong reason.
Because it's personal.
Yeah, you become precious about it. And,
Sure.
and
that gets really hard with songs.
Yes.
Like, because once a song becomes like a certain way in your head, that's the way it fucking sounds.
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes, I had a hard time I knew I had to because I'm the one who always talks shit about letting go. But I knew I had to let go. Guy Fawkes got rewritten 3 full complete times. So Guy Fawkes got written. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I played it for people, and Lloyd and Ed were like, it's not good. and I was like, what do you mean? I love it. And just because I love it doesn't necessarily mean it's objectively good. So I had to let it go. And then I wrote it again with the help of Andrew Gregory from Shmoyoho from the Gregory Brothers and some other cool friends. And I was like, okay, guys, redid it. What do you think? And they were like, nope, still doesn't have the punch. I was like, oh, man. But
you got it.
You got it. We got it. That's letting go things is an important part of the process.
Yeah. So back to my idea about the lights going off.
Right.
No, just okay.
We're going to come out. We're going to sit down. We're going to pee.
So if we made just, and this is why I did this because I need to like talk and move at the same time.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to read, you talk and move.
So I'm like the guy who's going to announce us. So, hey, what's up? Welcome, Philly. Thanks for coming to the show. These guys are great. You might have seen them on YouTube. They have this, whatever. I hope it's on this camera because if it's not, it's just a full dick shot.
Are you on the high camera? Okay. I'll be the announcer. Hey, you be you. I'll be the announcer, okay? I'm the announcer. Ladies and gentlemen of our gaming convention, please welcome all the way from sunny Los Angeles, a true seaside town as opposed to here in Philadelphia, which apparently isn't on a body of water, even though I know it is. Wife.
Talking to your wife?
I'm talking to her vicariously through the audience that's in my mind. Please welcome Epic Rap Battles of History.
And then let's go down. Pong, kong, pong, kong, kong, pong, pong, kong, pong, kong, kong. Philly, make some noise. If you're from that Philly, make some noise and say hey.
Hey.
Say hey. Hey. If you can hear the words I say in the mic, if you can hear these freaking words, y'all say hey. Right.
I like
get 'em
this.
doing
Yeah,
this.
no, this is good.
And I come out with the lights. Yo, my name is Lloyd. I'm from the rap battles. It's been a while live, jumping back in the saddle. All y'all here gonna make you smile. Gonna talk about y'all in the crowd for a while.
Take that frown, turn it upside down, cause I always urinate sitting down. I don't know why I'm talking about that so much.
The older you get, the more you pee sitting down.
I have to be sitting down because it makes too much noise standing up. It wakes up everybody in the house. So I think emotionally I need to get this off my chest. I think I feel less masculine.
Peeing sitting down?
I think so. I think it's taking a toll on part of my male identity.
I need to force myself to pee standing up.
Really?
Because it's
so I'm not alone.
No, it's so much easier and more comfortable to pee sitting down. I have to force myself to pee standing up because I'm like, guys don't pee sitting down.
Isn't that what therapy is for, really? Isn't it? It's just to share something that you feel like is so weird or different, and then you share it with a group, and they're like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand up.
Force myself not to make judgments about people based on the lowness of the tone of the pee stream if I overhear it from the next room. If you hear somebody pee and it's like a trickle, you're like, what's wrong with that guy's junk? If you hear somebody pee and it's like a fucking fire hose, you're like, damn. And I don't know that it has anything to do. And then if you hear like a girl pee and it sounds like
sometimes it sounds too intense.
Like you're like, whoa.
Way too much pressure.
So much.
Like you're going to get rid of some enamel on the inside of the bowl there.
These are the things we think about.
I listen to so much pee.
Yeah.
And you really, I just try and get, you know, as an artist, when you hear sounds, right, you're just always looking for what's the deeper sound.
Yeah, man. It's like really real, bros. All right. So you like that. I like that too.
I like it. I especially like what you're, the genuineness, or where are we up? We're down. Okay. The genuineness of, we need little on-air lights. The genuineness of asking the audience so they can hear you.
Yes.
Because that's instead of being like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Like, make it, can you hear these words that I'm saying right now? Yeah. Make noise.
If I say peanut butter, say the word that comes next, peanut butter. And if they're like,
what the fuck comes after peanut butter?
Jelly.
Oh, well, that's not beholden.
Or like,
that might be Ritz or in my smoothie, dog, because I'm on a diet. I don't need that sugar.
Anyways. So we do something like that, and I come up with a hook. Too many games. And say it's the beat for Michael Jackson, Muhammad Ali, like some sort of rock and roll beat, whatever.
Which battle?
Michael Jordan versus Muhammad Ali.
Said Michael Jackson versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
That's all right. I was putting together. I was like, did we? Oh
Right.
shit.
But maybe you can come out with your guitar and play over that beat and just jam for a while, and that would be a great way for you to enter. If they applause, it's fine because they're not going to need to hear the words.
Sure.
You're just jamming.
We're just doing something.
Yeah, and then you're jamming.
I do want to say there are a lot of positives to not bringing a guitar.
Yes.
I'm not saying we shouldn't,
No, I know.
but there are some positives. Now, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's a difficult sound setup, and whatever it sounds like in the sound check, it sounds way worse. By the time we get on stage, it's like you either can't hear it or it's all you can hear. I'm just saying. I could maybe do some things with my voice. That's where the looper pedal is interesting to me.
Yes, I like the looper pedal.
Looper pedal could be interesting.
So if you come out, the guitar for me is a way to get you out and not have to have you freestyle, which I know you don't.
Which
really
I cannot
enjoy.
do.
So
I'll always end up talking about some kind of awkward therapy thing.
Right. So if you come out without the guitar and not freestyling, and I'm already got the crowd hyped.
I'll do the boompa doompa doomps. I can do those.
You want to beatbox?
I could be I could add flourish to an existing beatbox track. Can I share an idea with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Normally we have a DJ, they choose beats, play things, and we have a video switcher and it's chewing. What if we put together one long or 2 or 3 files that are like 20 minutes?
Okay.
So they have the video and the audio kind of baked in. We just hit play, and that's that first third of the concert. And we bake in some transitions and stuff, but we do those songs, and we hear the beat drop, and we're like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then, we get to a point, like we usually do a thing where we improvise rap battles in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Which maybe we should do right now. You want to see one? No?
Keep talking.
Keep talking. Okay. All right. So what if we built kind of chunks of breaks into a 3-part thing that is a press play?
I think that's definitely necessary 100%. I get scared that in a 2-person show that's wild and there's a lot going on, I think our ability to work with that audience is clutch. And if we
to interact with them?
Oh God. If we get locked, and even if we set transitions, it's going to be a certain amount of time that who knows what's going to happen.
Sure.
I think that if we do something like that, it should be in the middle where we got them going already, and maybe it's not the dance break or whatever, but something.
Okay.
That's why one of the songs I had loaded up front, which we normally don't do,
is
Directors.
Oh.
Because it's 4 songs in one.
Yeah.
And it changes and it goes and it
Picture a child sitting next to a projector. I don't remember.
Learning from your films to become
I'm a much better director. Now picture a $3 billion dream machine who can blockbust all over your clock. That's the scene. Try to do it with me, Alfred. You must be psycho. Okay, we can do that one.
So that I feel like, because I'm thinking that same thing. We have to do something that we don't have to press play every time.
Right.
But if we get too locked in to that rigidness, I think we'll lose them. I think we'll, especially at the top.
Maybe. Okay.
Oh, good call.
We're getting some questions. Actually, Josh is here. If you have any questions about the live show experience or suggestions, he's going to read us some highlights. So the question coming in, how long is the show? The show is 75 minutes
75
long.
minutes. Okay.
And there's a surprisingly low amount of wiggle room there. If it's shorter, then the people who hired us are usually like, hey, what the hell?
Yep.
And if it's longer, bad stuff starts to happen because there's
there's people behind us and there's people before us.
Exactly.
And
so it's surprisingly we try. If it says 75 minutes, we try to make it 75 minutes.
Yep.
Not 76.
Another great I own a comedy club. I teach a lot of comedy classes, and it's show business. A lot of people really interested in the show, and there's a business to this that is just as important to all of that. And one of the things is be professional, man. I get there's Kanye and there's all these people in the business that oh, you're a super rock star,
but Kanye doesn't make as many YouTube videos as we do. So it's stay in your lane.
Yeah,
Kanye.
But also be respectful. These people are working really hard.
Sure.
Really hard to make a great night for everybody. And if you come in there late, if you come in there sloppy, if you go long, if you're a dick, they're going to remember that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And there's going to be times when you're really high up here, and then there's going to be times when you're low down here. And those times when you're low, all those friends that you pissed off, that's when you're going to need them. So anyway.
I've found in my experience there's 2 kinds of sound guys or sound people in the world. Amazing ones and horrible ones.
Yeah.
And the problem is you're at the mercy of them because they can mess with your whole thing. So no matter whether they're amazing or horrible, you have to be nice to them.
Yes.
And you have to be respectful because all they need to do is just mess with one knob and you sound like crap.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's an amazing power. I had to sneak out of a concert in Liverpool once because a bouncer was going to beat me up because I started a joke back and forth with the sound guy or the bouncer. I don't know. It was a whole thing. I almost got beat up, and I actually had to sneak out the back door while a friend put on my hoodie and my guitar and went out the front.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Spanners, a friend from Preston, England, and this was in Liverpool, England. He had to pretend to be me so that when the bouncer stopped him to beat his ass, he was like, "What are you talking about? It's me. I'm from Liverpool." However, Liverpool people. Yeah, that's a real story.
Craziness.
So, in other words, shit backfires sometimes.
Were you in the wrong?
Wasn't in the wrong. I was playing a concert. I met a young lady in a taxi that I don't remember how, and I was like, "Hey, you should come to this concert. I can get you in for free." I figured I had that kind of pull.
It's me.
It was me. I was the person making, and it was only like one or two girls, and they were, they were nice-looking girls. Where if I'm a club owner,
you were a stud.
No, that's not. If I was a club owner, what kind of club owner is like, no, get the attractive people out of here. No more girls.
Yeah.
No, I don't think people do that
I agree.
normally. Whether that's just or not.
It's just the way it is.
It's kind of I figured it was a safe request.
Right.
So I went up. I was like, "Hey, I'd like to get these two young ladies in," and they were like, "No, fuck you!" And I was like, "Oh, you wait, big man. I don't have a microphone or any power now, but when I get on that stage, you shall be fucked."
Did you say that to him?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I said, "Okay, sir," and I remembered to say something later. And then when I got up and I had the microphone and I had the power, that's when I told him to be fucked, and he did not think it was funny.
Wow.
And
you were 50% wrong. Not totally wrong. Not in the wrong.
I mean,
totally
even
percent.
in the joking, I was never like, "Fuck you!" It was like I told the story. I think.
Yeah.
That this
ribbon.
bouncer didn't want any ladies in the. I may have insulted his sexuality. I may have, but I do believe it was a gentle ribbing. Ed was there; he can tell the story. The point is, you never know with people. You think you're joking, you think everything's fine, and then all of a sudden things can get real weird. So we have to be nice to everybody.
I'm going to add on to this, and I love it. And I know we're going on a tangent, but I love it.
It's a good one.
Here are two things. I don't know how many of you guys are performers. I don't know if anybody cares. Here are two things, like, not to do from the perspective of
He's going to tell you not to make fun of the brick wall because some comedian at his club made fun of the brick wall behind him, and he's fucking hung on to this for years. Years he's talked about this fucking wall. No, go ahead, Lloyd. What's your story?
Don't make fun of the brick wall. No. The brick wall is one thing. If you are performing in front of a small audience of people, don't shit on the people who came to see you because the people didn't come to see you.
I got to agree with that.
Like, if there's a small audience, don't be like, wow, like, nobody's here. Like, the people who are there are there.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that 100%. And that is a valid point. I've never heard that one because you usually get hung up on the goddamn brick wall.
God.
That's a good point. Whoever is there, like, I don't know how many people are in this chat right now or in this live stream right now, but we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
And we're going to treat this like this is the best live stream we've ever been in.
Don't get mad at the people who are there because of the people who aren't there.
Oh, that's deep, dude.
That's ridiculous.
Can I add on?
Yes, please.
Don't get mad when other people don't like your joke.
Yeah.
Like, I see a lot of comedians, they'll tell a joke about some controversial subject, and it's not, like, they'll tell an abortion joke.
Right.
And people will be like, that wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
Or, and the comedian will be like, what, you can't handle it? It's like, no, we can handle it. That shit just wasn't funny.
Yeah. Just move on.
And you just, maybe it's uncomfortable. Just move on. It's not our fault that we didn't laugh. It's yours.
Yeah. Last pro tip for anybody ever trying to do comedy or stand-up comedy or even musical songs, never say, all right, I'll end with this. Here's my last one.
Oh, why? I do that all the time.
Because if it doesn't go well, then you just set up this whole thing. Like, I see comics do this all the time. All right, I'll end you guys with this. And usually it's their strongest jokes.
Sure.
Usually it goes fine. But every once in a while, they'll be like, I'll end you with this. And then it doesn't go well. And then you go into a bad place. Is my phone buzzing over there?
That's Zach. Zach is here.
Zach is here. Oh, my gosh.
That time flew.
It really is. I know. This has been fun. We still have a lot to talk about. We'll talk with Zach about it, too, because Zach
let's get him a stool.
A live performer for sure. Yeah, there's one out there.
Oh, my gosh.
You guys having a good time out there? If you have any other questions, let us know. We're going to put Zach here. Should we put him here in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, can we still see the Comments?
Not as much. I got a stool, but I stole yours.
I have other things to pitch you too.
Okay.
Zach!
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zach Sherwin stopping into the studio. Hi. We're on this camera here, unless we need to get big and go to this camera here.
And we have a microphone for you.
Hi, everybody.
And then comments are behind you, but like we put them there intentionally so that we're more engaged with them there.
The phrase that people have been spitting out is secure the Sherwin. Because we just talked about how in the years we've been working with you, you have just grown and become, I think more and more people are realizing, oh man, that dude is talented.
Yeah.
And not that they didn't know it before, but you're an in-demand guy in a good way.
Oh, thanks for the beard love. Thank you for those kind words, Pete.
Yep.
Thanks everybody out there for being on board.
Yeah. Zach, today we have a live show in June at the Too Many Games Convention in Philadelphia. And, it says Zach's too quiet. We're going to turn
Got it. Hold on. Working on it.
But we're talking about the live set and putting together the set. And we thought that would be a really cool thing for having these guys kind of fly in the wall about. And, as a live performer, that's perfect for this.
Can we do a little mic check?
Yeah.
Check.
When I apply my battle theory?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me hear it.
All right. When I apply my battle theory, minds are relatively blown.
Keep going.
So take a seat, Steve. Say it with me at home.
It does.
Whoops. I see you brought your own.
I still can't hear him very. Oh, he's muted.
Oh, yeah.
He's muted.
This is
Sorry,
mute.
everybody.
Zach was muted.
What
How's
was with
that?
my voice? We couldn't freaking tell.
Oh, I feel like such a Goomba. I muted it at the beginning, and I was like, don't forget you muted it. Don't forget you muted it. I'm sitting here dragging all the knobs. That's why I'm
Yeah.
not a sound guy.
Dude, I told you the most embarrassing story about Einstein Hawking, right?
What's that?
Like, I shit you not, 2 months ago,
Sure.
someone goes, that was Hawkward. Funny, Hawk. And I go, what?
You didn't.
I never knew that. I never caught that joke in the entirety of this.
What did you think it was?
I just thought it was a funny way to say awkward.
You didn't realize that it was hawking.
Nope.
You know what it makes me think? We should have brought back Hawkward for the Tony Hawk battle.
Oh, yeah.
That
Did
was-
you think it was like a Falconeers reference?
I just thought it was a funny way to say Hawkward. That was awkward. I really did.
Oh, like sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just thought it was pure comedy. Sorry, guys. I just thought we were being funny.
That's interesting. The sword was an interesting. If we're talking about writing, which we weren't, but now I think we should a little bit because that's what we're going to do today. The sword debate. Do you remember that? We had. It originally was filth on my sword. You liked sweat on my sword.
Yeah.
I liked filth on my sword. You liked filth on my sword. And then I got one over to sweat on my sword because of the sound of sword.
And I also think it was it was like a perfect take thing. You said it, and it was really funny.
It was
when
fun.
You said sweat on my sword.
Right.
And it sort of tickled us. And even if, like, on paper, maybe filth looked better or whatever because of that take, I think it stuck.
I just think there was at least a full hour of time and energy spent about the topic of filth versus sweat.
I have to say, the farther into a creative career I get, the more I'm like, that's actually that's the best stuff when you spend an hour trying to figure that out.
Yes.
And it's interesting, like what you're talking about right now brings up the point that someone can write something and be like, oh, that's it, I nailed it. And then you bring it in and you bounce off the reaction of the other people. And then the way it gets demoed out can totally change things again. And then the video consideration can be a whole other thing.
Yep.
So
That's something I know that we've gone back and forth about is like, I'll really stand by a line and you'd be like, that just doesn't make any sense. And I was like, no, but it's going to show something that's going to make it make sense. That will. It's an interesting process.
That happened with the comedians, like the whole end of that. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
that one hasn't come
Gems.
out yet,
Sorry.
Lloyd. In fact, that's 2 away.
Oh shit. So okay, here's my question. I'm gonna loop Zach in. We were talking about starting. We have a loose idea for that, whatever. But what I wanted to do is, my idea
I got
was
so many questions.
about what's that?
I got so many questions for Zach. I'm bubbling.
Okay, cool. I think we should work in a song in the set early that is almost like a sound check in the show. So we say we do Mozart Skrillex right up top, real early after the freestyle.
Okay.
Everybody knows it. It's fun. We know people really recognize it. Whatever. Then we stop and then we talk to the sound guy. We literally use that moment.
The audience.
Hey, can you guys hear
Could
us?
you hear
Whatever.
it? Whatever.
we've never done that.
I like
think
it.
we might benefit from that. Have you ever done anything like that, or how do you deal with a room when you can tell you're just not breaking through the sound right?
And a little background, Zach does a fair amount of performing rap shows solo, where you do not have a programmed DJ.
Correct. And I'm relying on some local tech person to be
Yes,
holding
yes.
down the sound.
Yes.
Who's
Okay.
never seen me before and
And
is
really care.
undercompensated and doesn't care and underinvested.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that's a good idea. You could have a beat ready to go and go over that for a minute freestyle wise while they get the levels together.
That's what his idea was.
Oh.
Well, or I'm even thinking using Mozart as that. So we come out freestyling, and that is going to be naturally. I think you'll be able to hear it better because it'll be a beat. I don't know. It won't be as produced as one of our beats.
Sure.
And then we do Mozart Skrillex, like right after. And after Mozart Skrillex, we stop and go, hey, can you guys all hear us? Hey, yo, like Sweaty Nick, can you like bring me up in the monitors?
That's the sound guy?
Sweaty Nick is
Got
always
it. No,
the sound.
fine. No, I just
Always.
wanted to make sure because there's a sweaty Nick in my imaginary front row also.
That was Lloyd's decades of improv experience coming up with a great name for a sound guy
Sweaty
in the
Nick.
moment.
I'll remember
on.
him forever. He's so like his T-shirt is that weird green brown.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. He's
Yeah.
got long sideburns.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like what is it? If you have a receding hairline and you have a mullet, I always like it's like party in the front, business in the party in the back, business in the front.
I think it's the party's moving from the front to the back.
Yeah, party in the back, business in the middle.
Like guys, we got to close down the front room and move it to the back.
So do you think that would be cool? Can we talk to them after Mozart Skrillex? Be like, hey, can I get more on the monitors? Do you think that would grind everything to a halt?
I think it would grind everything to a halt, especially after a banger like Mozart Skrillex. But I like doing it over some sort of opening improv freestyle thing, but just make it a bigger, louder beat. So we don't have
one
to be
of our beats.
Yeah, one of our beats or a beat that we have, a Tone Jones beat perhaps.
Yeah.
Come out funky to Tone Jones.
So
Maybe a
you're
little
saying-
I say hey, you say ho, call response stuff.
Of course, but and we talked about that too. But it is a little different. It is a little different because the freestyle beat is gonna have less to it, and there's gonna be the act of me freestyling will like draw people in a different way than a performance of a song will.
Sure, I hear you. It's important. I think we definitely need to check in with sound at some point. I have two questions, Zach.
Yeah.
When you do your show, do you have it all in one press play and it keeps going, or do you tell someone to press play again
I always say drop the beat per track.
per track?
I can't imagine having the precision timing of banter and stuff in between of just having one
That's
track
two.
and
That's
letting it
two
all
people
roll.
that think my idea has flaws. Zach, Lloyd also. I was like,
you would
let's
just be committed to the
let's
run
do
of
a
the show.
75-minute video audio file that plays
Wow.
with gaps and cues.
Yeah, I think you can do that in smaller pieces, and I think it'll be very successful. Like we do, like
Maybe one 20-minute chunk to start. Okay, but how the hell else do we? Because we did that keyboard thing we played up at San Francisco.
Yeah.
that was kind of fun.
That was great.
That's we really could just do. I mean, that's what MC Chris does his whole show.
Yeah, I found this keyboard program, this software that lets you trigger different audio files by pressing different keys on the keyboard. It's pretty sweet.
My other question was like that thing right there. Is there a way that we can give ourselves more control of the volume on stage so we don't have to rely on Sweaty Nick?
Were you talking about this thing?
No,
No, our own mixing board.
Yeah.
There are ways to do it, but Sweaty Nick is probably our best bet.
Also, we could very quickly write this is the song that we do while the sound guy dials in the sound.
Guys, we're going to
Yeah.
write a sound check song today.
A sound check song.
That's actually not that bad of an idea. With
Yeah.
a full beat,
Like we do with
this is
Test
where the
Mic.
beat gets louder. This is where our vocals come in together. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here we
Now-
go on the beats alive.
Here's 8 bars of just me, Lloyd. My microphone, the one I'm rapping on. Now, me. Check this now. Not the
Yeah.
other channel. Stay with this one.
This is me, and I'm rapping in rhythm. I know I don't
as
have.
loud as I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Bring it down real quiet like this.
Everybody sit down to pee.
I dig that. I dig working in a performance.
Plus life hacks.
A performance sound check. Because honestly, that I love performing every time we perform. But the last time we performed, we had a lot of trouble with the sound, and it fucked up my ears. And we got these in-ears to do it too, and we've never used those before. So we could use those in-ears, but on a one-off show, it's a little bit like, is it worth the time and effort to do that and to like test that? I think this might be a good solve. Like
sound check song.
Sound check song.
I think that's fun. They want the song check song to go on Patreon. Guys, we got a lot. We had a real talk the other day about making more content for Patreon and diverting some of our other resources, because Patreon is emerging as a real part of what we're doing. And I would like to take a serious moment with my dog and Zach and Lloyd as witness to thank you, because you're really keeping this boat going.
Yep.
So we're going to start a thing. I don't want to announce everything because we're not totally ready, but we're going to start to do weekly stuff.
Yeah.
We have some old demos, some
I
early
like that
video
Monday
cuts.
idea. What would you call it?
Monday demo dumps.
I love that.
Because we have demos of the songs. We have stuff that Zach sends. We have stuff that we record that never gets seen. We have video even that there's this
have
Henry
just
VIII
stuff.
versus Hillary Clinton rap battle that's just never been seen. We're going to put it up on Patreon.
Yeah.
I do want to warn you, it's not that good. And that's why it didn't get released, but we're going to put it up anyway.
Yeah. That's
So-
real talk. Real talk.
Stay with us for a while. We're still figuring out. I don't think we expected Patreon to go this well.
I hoped, and I had, I think it was a learning experience, but more than like the new
TikTok.
platform. I know, I talk slower. I do a podcast once a week, Wednesdays, and it makes me talk slower because I say and like less.
That's good, yeah.
So I just take a pause between because my brain works a little slower.
Good, and
than
you
the
have a nice
average
sounding
bear.
voice. I'm
Yeah,
just
thanks.
on a lot of caffeine and I'm impatient.
But yeah, I'm more impressed by how close I feel to the people on Patreon, and YouTube. I love it, but it's so amorphous, it's so massive.
Yeah.
That I don't. It's like too big, Not too big. Please subscribe. But I feel very connected to this audience, and especially when like they give us lyrics, and when you guys like chime in on stuff like this, I feel like it's an actual extension of what we're doing, and that I never got that kind of tingle before.
Can I share something, Zach, with you that the Patreon people have been talking about? Yes.
Yes.
I know. I'm not putting you on the spot. I know you're a busy man, and it's been challenging to find rap characters that you would play. A lot of people were talking about the possibility of you playing Mark Twain someday. Does that interest you? What?
Of course it
you don't. You don't
does.
have to commit, but is that the type of character that you
That'd
could
be an
wrap your-
honor. And man, my first thought is it would make my mom so happy.
Oh, really?
Yes, she loves
Why?
She loves Mark Twain.
I don't know
Really?
anything about Mark Twain.
Yeah.
I know he wrote some books that like aren't allowed in schools anymore.
He dropped M-bombs a lot, right?
Yeah.
Is he the Huckleberry Finn guy?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I mean, let's not go there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll explore it
We'll
in the
explore
battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
A perspective battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You
I
think
would
Mark-
love some other ideas for characters. I don't
Yeah,
know
I've
who
been
to-
struggling too.
Have we been sourcing them? Can we crowdsource ideas?
Yeah.
I mean,
should.
feel free to throw some up. We do have a writers discussion thing where we were
Oh, yeah.
talking, and you
Okay.
know,
Right.
as one of the core writers, you come up a lot. And Mark Twain versus Oscar Wilde was discussed as
Cool.
an interesting possibility. Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
For me, it always goes, and this is probably not the best, but it's always like about who do you look like? I think you look a little bit like Sacha Baron Cohen, but that's another comedian. So
Well,
that's a little bit weird.
that's one we almost did.
What do you mean another? Anyways.
What? Do you guys know that we almost did Freddie Mercury versus all of 3 Sacha Baron Cohen's characters, with Zach playing Borat, Ali G, and
Yeah.
Bruno? But then Sacha Baron Cohen dropped out of the Freddie Mercury movie that just came out, and so we never did it. I thought that always thought that would have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Twain, though, you could just like mustache him up and gray wake him
anybody
up.
can look like Mark Twain.
Use the
put him
same
in the
Einstein
suit.
wig.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking it's very Einstein-y.
Honestly, you can make everybody in this room, including the dog, look like Mark Twain. He has
Yeah.
such an identifiable silhouette.
Right.
Big mustache, white hair, right?
Yeah.
And he's and
White
just
suit?
the sort of the character almost writes itself. He's like this Southern guy. It's just I did that video with Bryce a long time ago, and it was Mark Twain in the office, and he's just a delightful person to watch.
I picture Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
accurate, or is
sure.
that just how we've gotten him?
Yeah.
It's ballpark, and he was from Hannibal, Missouri, which is very near where I grew up. So that would be an additional little bonus thing.
Wow.
So maybe someday.
extra texture.
Maybe
Extra
someday.
texture.
I'll be looking out in the comments for Mark Twain-based suggestions. Can you tell us a little bit about how the crossword show's going?
Yeah. I have this new project called The Crossword Show. It's my magnum opus. I love it so much. It kind of scares me. I feel like this is what being a parent maybe is like. I don't know.
Does it poop on you?
Yes. I mean,
Sometimes it goes
metaphorically,
shitty?
sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes sometimes I have a tough writing day. It's that kind of
It's that
challenging,
kind of
right?
thing.
It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
exact
It
same
wakes you
thing.
up in the middle of the night?
Yes.
Then definitely. It needs attention.
I would love
right.
for you. My wife Josie is writing a book right now, and she is struggling all the time about writing, and like she feels like she goes through it all the time. And what you just said, a tough writing day. I would love for some time for you just to like, and this is, you guys don't even need to watch this, but like, tell her about that because you write so much. And like
You have tough writing days?
You have tough writing days, and to hear you say that, I hope she's watching because it is a part of the thing, right? It's just like bashing your head against your keyboard is a part of the process sometimes.
Yeah. Josie knows that.
Yeah, but it's nice when I'm not the only person telling her, you know?
I see.
Because it's sort of a solo process sometimes too. We have a really nice collaborative thing. But when you're writing by yourself or writing the crossword show or a book, sometimes it can be like lonely.
Yeah, well, I actually really like what's happening for me creatively right now because I work on the crossword show literally all the time, kind of except when I except when I come here. Those are the two things I'm doing. So that's very self-directed, and I call all the shots. Not that I ever disagree with any of the creative decisions we make in here, but it is nice to be like completely at the helm of my own thing.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah.
Yes. So it's cool to balance it out a little bit and have a place where I go for a little bit of a group thing and then a place where it's just completely my domain. But I will say, for people who are watching, this is like my favorite project ever, and I'm doing a run of shows on the East Coast in June.
Hey!
So crosswordshow.com.
It's
Check
right
those
there.
out.
That's where we're going to be.
And are you?
Yeah.
Philly, on June 22nd.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'll be there like the 11th through the 16th, so, there's not even any conflict. You can get a full complement of ERB fix
Yeah,
in
and
June
I
on the East
highly
Coast.
recommend the crossword show. I still keep waiting for when is it going to come to us on the internet in some form or another. For those of us who can't go out from 8 to 10 p.m.,
Right. Fair.
I would love to be able to digest it.
Yeah. Each show is so much work that putting one on the internet would instantly burn months of work because you
Yeah.
could see all of it. So for now, it's strictly a live
So
thing.
you can't. So you're saying if someone could see it on the internet, you wouldn't be able to perform it again?
I don't think it would be good to see it again live. I think that would take it out of rotation.
I've seen the show twice now. I've seen the show twice, different show each time, both amazing. And I think that there's something really beautiful about the taste that it has as a live set.
For sure.
It's very
But like stand-up comedy, they refine a material and they make a special,
Right.
So that lumps like us can enjoy it. For God's sakes.
Well, we have versions of thinking for down the line where it will be viewable in these kinds of mass distribution ways. But for now, you got to come see it live. It's special, grassroots, ground floor. Now's the chance.
Dope.
I want to loop us back just a little bit. We got questions over there.
Oh yeah.
We were putting together this live show. I want to tap your brain about it. We might spit a couple raps later on today if you guys want to see that.
We gotta go.
Do we have to go pretty soon? It's an hour.
It's 1:10.
All right. Well, I'm having so much fun with these guys. I want to know what you guys think about if you guys were out there, what songs would you be hyped to come up on stage and do and really be able to prepare to do? Because that's something we always have to prepare to do. And what do you think? So leave those in the comments. And what do you guys think are the best songs for people to perform with us?
God, I might not be answering your question, but I was thinking recently about how tight we got that Eastern Western
Yeah.
philosophers.
So good.
Oh man, that
We did
was
a
fun
live.
to do.
We
We
did
were
a
so
live
slick
concert
by the end.
in Long Beach, and then we did it again in San Francisco, where I think the three of us plus Dante, or just the three of us. I don't. No, I think in San Francisco it was just the three of us.
Yeah.
Did the Philosophers Battle, all 6 characters, and it was fun.
Do
We
you
really
think
dialed it in.
do you think you and I could do? I think that a acapella battle in the middle of a set is awesome.
You mean one like this? How does it go? What's the first word of the Philosophers Battle? Let's do it.
I'm coming off the Acropolis to start some pandemonium. Don't bring limp raps to a pimp slap symposium. The mad gadfly. Philosophy was my invention.
Rolling with the flyers nihilist.
And me, their French henchman.
We got the wisdom.
And the wit.
Even I couldn't question.
Oh, see, we already messed it up.
Dropping Western
medicine on these East infections. It's evident.
Never been.
Our
Type of mental brethren, we're better.
Thinkers.
Better.
Pitching.
Better.
Better men.
This type of arrogance is sure to be expected from men who speak of wisdom with no clues what respect is.
to happen.
We're going to just fall apart.
You lack control of yourselves.
While we use precise strikes!
While we use precise strikes!
We really did it good, guys. We really.
While we use precise strikes to disrupt your concentration, hand you an ass whipping our descendants will honor for generations. We got the wisdom
And the wit.
that even I couldn't question. While we use precise strikes.
In rehearsals in the hotel room, I would crack myself up by screaming while we use precise strikes every time.
Really?
When we were doing it.
Was that your line?
I was making you guys laugh too. It was a year ago, but I would go.
Oh my gosh.
While we use precise strikes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Here's a suggestion
Good
from the
times.
comments that Josh has handed to us. Thank you for leaving these suggestions
Thank you
for
so much.
live battles that they would like to participate in. Mr. Rogers versus Mr. T. I pity the fool.
Wow.
Pity the fool. I've been learning a lot more about Mr. T lately. I think we did him justice, but even he deserves even more.
He has another chapter.
He's pretty solid. East versus West philosophers, which we just discussed.
See,
I think
I
getting
gotta
a
stop
volunteer
you.
up there
I gotta
for that.
stop you. I gotta stop you.
Already?
I feel like that, and this is all due respect. I don't know how someone thinks that they're going to do that.
East versus West?
Yeah. What are
Just
they
because
gonna
you
do?
can't?
No.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Hand them the lyrics with their parts bolded, and then they can just read it.
That's not a terrible
I don't
idea.
know.
You don't like lyrics on stage?
There's nothing
Feels
worse
like a
than
Neil-
someone coming up on
Neil
stage
Simon
with
play
their phone.
reading.
I can't. Maybe I'm just old.
You are?
I'm old, but like coming up with your phone or like having lyrics.
What about sheeted paper?
Then I just feel like a karaoke host.
Okay.
But then it's funny when they screw up because you're like, "What? Come on, you have the lyrics."
Yeah, no, karaoke host, it's a bad vibe. You want to stay away from that. I get it. Ash Ketchum versus Charles Darwin. God, these are really hard.
Such deep cuts, but yeah.
Maybe.
I like anything we've never done before. I like the process. I love the process of practicing and refining a live show. So
Here's the
if it was
challenge,
Ash,
and this is a constant back and forth between Lloyd and I. When you pick a song and you start doing it live, it gets better.
Yes.
And then you try to do something new, and it's definitively not as good. And then it never gets the chance to be as good because I'm always like, that's not as good. We can't do James Bond versus Austin Powers because it sucked in Long Beach, which it did.
I think you have to work it like what a stand-up does. You put your best stuff in the top and at the end, and you work new stuff in the middle. And then it's supported by the stuff that you know, and then you're constantly rotating things out. Because I don't want to be, that I really look at this as a long-term career thing, and I don't want to be the guy who does the same 4 songs.
Paul McCartney's still getting up and playing
Dude,
Hey
but I
Jude.
just
What a
played you-
loser!
But I just played you a new Paul McCartney
It
song
is good.
yesterday.
It is good. But he still plays Hey Jude.
I know. I'm saying that. But he also plays different stuff from different albums that.
And I personally hate that.
Yeah.
Like when I go see a band and they're like, "All right, this is off our B-sides rarities."
But we're different than that because we're making matchups with characters that people know.
True.
And we're also an internet show that is much more evergreen than that, I think. So I feel like I love Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. I love all the ones we do all the time. But I think we could easily make Teddy versus Churchill the new
I agree. All right.
thing.
I think there's room for both. We got Seuss versus Shakespeare as another example of something they'd love to do on stage. And that has always been interesting because we actually cast a rap battle guest because they came up on stage and did Dr. Seuss one time. Or William Shakespeare. The guy who played the Ghostbusters dude.
Ghostbuster.
What's that character's name? I keep wanting to say
what is it?
Sigmund.
Winston. He was Winston.
Not Sigmund.
No, we're Winston.
Winston.
I
Anyway.
really like that guy. That was a fun shoot day.
Yeah. We can go as long as we want, but we can end now. But we have writing to do.
We do have writing to do.
I'm
Zach,
enjoying this. Can we go
I'm
10
enjoying.
more minutes?
We can go 10 more minutes. But Zach is here to write. We're going to write some new rap battles. We're going to discuss some new matchups that we discussed in the Writers Room Discord yesterday. None of them are locked in.
Yeah.
We're going to maybe choose some and start working on them. There's a whole pile of battles that have never gotten made that sometimes they stay in that pile. Sometimes we resurrect them.
Yeah.
Bill Gates versus Steve Jobs I never wanted to make. And you kept voting for it. And I kept saying no. And eventually I was like,
Well, I think you knew how hard it was going to be, and I was willfully ignorant.
it's always a good place to be.
Yeah. What else did they say? Were they?
Well, we got some more writer suggestions for possible Mark Twain matchups. Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah, that's a little boring to me, but sure.
The people said yesterday it was a little boring to them too. I think Ernest Hemingway is fucking awesome, dude. He rode into Nazi-occupied Paris.
It's just bookish. It's too for me. I dig it. But those are both characters I want to learn more about. And as I watch, as I represent a certain segment,
Your voice is important.
I can only I want to see one person at least that I already know, and then one person I'll learn about. But if I'm learning from them both, it stops being funny.
Huh.
People want to know if you have a screen behind you on the live show or props.
We're gonna have a screen behind us, hopefully at the live show. I think we need it. Not need, but it'll be better. It's
The
fun to
video
watch
element is
things.
certainly
And
helpful.
then props, we'll probably have some, not as many, but probably some props and costumes. That was
You've
the
always
question
been
asked.
bigger on the props than me. I think we could do a whole show with no props, but I don't. But
Just like mimes.
no, but like we did. Our very first show was at Loyola Marymount University. It was just like a rock and roll show. You were there.
Have you ever watched the video of that? It was horrible.
But it was our first show.
I know.
And we had a drummer.
That's why I
who
was
would
like,
shut
let's
up.
not do anything like that ever again.
No, I think props is important, but I think we're going to need to be much more. There's only two of us.
There's only two of us, which means less checked bags.
Right. That is one of the reasons why I wanted to start with Mozart, because if, say, I do that freestyle thing, you come out with some sort of guitar or whatever, then I can go behind whatever table we have that, like, our little laptop is on, and actually put that damn wig and glasses on, because it's always so hard for me to do when it's part of that three.
Sure.
And then drop the beat like Skrillex from back behind that table.
Got it. Okay.
Should be fun.
Oscar Wilde is another writer suggested. Victor Hugo, who Lloyd, I'm sure you're excited about that because I've never heard of him. You heard of him?
Yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, good writer.
How about like your Emily Dickinson's,
There's
maybe a Bronte
Charles
sister?
Dickens and J.K. Rowling are written down.
J.K. Rowling, that's
It's pretty
great.
big.
J.K. Rowling is great.
We did Gandalf, but that's not Gandalf. Dumbledore, but that's not, doesn't leave it untouched.
Other stuff to say.
J.K.
Yeah.
Rowling versus Mark Twain?
It's pretty dope.
I don't know.
I think that's a colossal. I think she whoops his ass.
They're both titans.
like, he wrote 2 books.
He wrote a lot more than 2 books. He's considered, I think, by some to be the best American writer.
But
I don't necessarily
what
agree
books
or
is-
know anything about him.
But what he wrote Huckleberry Finn, The
A
Adventures
great
of-
American novel.
That's the name of his novel.
No, that's Huck Finn is like the definitive great American novel.
I don't know.
I think it's like saying George Lucas only made 3 movies.
He did only make 3 movies.
But first of all, he made a lot more movies. He just made 3 that are really big.
And Tom Sawyer was like the Hobbit to Huck Finn's Lord of the Rings. It was like the lighter prequel.
Okay, J.K. Rowling versus Mark Twain is very, very intriguing to me.
Okay.
I love a man versus a woman in a battle. I love how J.K. Rowling is very modern and that she still has probably a lot of gas in the tank for her career. And
You know, J.K. Rowling wrote a book and submitted it and got this like rejection letter that was like, you need to learn how to write books.
I know.
And she published it as a way. And I love those stories.
I love that.
I got fired from an internet company. My job was to make internet music videos.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is just not working out.
Yeah. I like that. I like Mark Twain. I think you could use you could use not Gandalf. You could use the Dumbledore footage in part of JK's stuff. You know, somebody could make an appearance as
That's
Harry
another
Potter.
one. That's another one I want to re-edit sometimes. Javi,
Yeah.
you listening out there?
I know.
Why was that a thing?
Well,
Like
Javi
remastered
re-edited
and
a Hulk
re-edited?
Hogan battle. We put it up. People seem to be responding pretty well to it. And it's just the Gandalf Dumbledore edit always drove me a little nuts.
See, you feel that way about the video, and I'm sure if I looked at it with those eyes, I always think is the song.
Song is mixed poorly too.
Not the mix, the timing of the lyrics. That was our first season before we ever knew how to do that. There's some times in that when it's just like
Yeah. No, the second verse again. It starts so strong. You shall not pass, and then the second half is like. Rah, rah, rah.
And also from doing a live show, and I think this applies to the Skrillex verse, believe it or not. In doing a live show, you wiggle the lyrics in even more, so you
sure.
can do it live, and then you hear it in the video, and you're like, there's a hiccup and it like overlaps, or we tried to like shove too much words into it, and I think it could be a little bit smoother. There's a couple of them like that.
Respect.
That was my first battle to submit lyrics on.
Gandalf Dumbledore.
ERB trivia. Yeah, that was my first submission.
Really? But that was after Einstein and Hawking, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think the.
Okay,
I don't
so
think
Einstein
you'd
and
opened
Hawking
it up
came
yet.
in on a.
Yeah.
I
You
found
wrote
this.
Einstein Hawking. I mean,
Yeah.
you were here.
I mean, we all wrote it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Somebody-
was the first one that I remember emailing in lyrics for it.
Huh. I'll be
You
danged.
remember we used to have, it was you and me and Lauren Flans and that guy Greg something from Georgia.
Right. He'd patch in.
Yeah, and
All that stuff's important. All the little
Yeah.
writing snidbits, because you never
have
know it's
all
going to be
those
one or two
documents.
words that are like, oh my god, I forgot all about
Yeah.
that
Right.
word.
that was that first Che verse I felt like really great about, and that out of all the other verses we've ever used with writers, we had Chris and Robin and Rich and your stuff. That was the most helpful, having all of them. I didn't try to think of any couplets to hold by themselves. I was just like, oh yeah, it needs to be said. One job.
Right.
That needs to be said. It doesn't matter how the setup of the punchline was. Somebody said you had one job. It's like, yeah, that's really funny. And that
We got some hate for using cabron. That was another long, at least an hour. We talked about that. More than an hour. Were you there for that?
Well,
So we made
research on that. I saw one comment.
I saw more than one. I just want to address it real quick in case anybody else thought about it besides me. We made Che Guevara say cabron, even though that is not said in Argentina, because it is said in Cuba, and we figured him palling around with a lot of Cuban revolutionaries, they might have used that kind of slang.
Yes.
That was our justification. Not that we wanted to make him just like a run-of-the-mill South American dude.
Yeah. Anyway.
Spider-Man versus Tarzan.
Spider-Man has
way.
been a beloved character to suggest for years. And
How do you do
how
Spider-Man?
How do you do it?
I feel the same way about Harry Potter. There's certain characters that just like, I don't know.
Why is Spider-Man that's especially difficult to do for
you?
you?
Would need to get a pro acrobatic guy.
Yeah, they
so
just
the
move
shoot
in such
is-
a...
okay,
Like,
okay.
otherwise, if it's just... Can we go to the high camera, please? Just Spider-Man, like, what's up? It's me, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, that just would feel so
gotta do,
floppy.
This shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Counter argument: there's a thwip hop joke to make in that script.
yeah.
So
That's, Zach, I'd say one of my favorite things about writing with you is the way that you look at words.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks.
different from the way. And I also love writing with you because the way you look at jokes is very, like, you will say right to my face, that's not funny. And then if it is funny, you will be like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And I know that you're being honest.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
And I like about you that you tell me that I'm funny.
Guys, we all like each other here, and we like you. And on that kind of a sentiment, I think we're going to go back to writing. And we hope you go back to whatever you were doing and you carry some of this positive feeling with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
thanks for letting me come through, y'all,
You're so
course.
welcome.
and hang out
This
with
is
you.
really helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We
Thanks
have
for
a
the
live
ideas.
stream. We do a live stream on the Patreon once a month, so just make sure to check in with the page. And we usually post a couple days or a week ahead when we're going to do it to try to give you time to cancel your events. And then we'll see you on the next live stream.
Yeah, and we are ears open and listening for how to make this Patreon experience more fulfilling for you. This is really becoming an important part of what we do, and so thanks for being a part of it. And
Bye, guys.
bye.
Bye.